So yes guys, hello and welcome back to the Templeton Triathlete YouTube channel. It's been too long since the last video, and the last video being the Bolton 70.3 race day. I have to say thanks a lot for all the kind comments and appreciation that video got. It does mean a lot. And yeah, this video here, even though I've not uploaded in ages, is going to be very just sort of me talking off the cuff, and I'm probably not going to do any editing at all for it. It's just going to be me cleaning my bike, giving you an update on where my training's at, how it's been going, and my mindset sort of leading into the Northumbrian. So today is Wednesday, the 25th of June 2025, and we are on that start line this coming Sunday. So yeah, of course I knew that it was going to be a tight turnaround from Bolton. Just 3 weeks in between. That, as I've mentioned in all the previous videos, if I was doing 1 week easy and a 2-week taper, that means no training at all. So I've had to sort of adjust how I've been coming into this one. And yeah, sort of from the race, from Bolton, I was sort of back into it. I made a little YouTube short. There's one thing I did make. I made the YouTube short talking about how on the Friday after Bolton, so 5 days post-race, I was able to get a bit of intensity back in, and done sort of VO2 efforts, because I was thinking, well, if I'm able to get a sort of 10-day training block in, you're not going to improve your zone 2 power in that time. You're not going to improve your threshold power in that time. So you're probably just better off trying to get that top end, just sharpen the tools a little bit, as opposed to try and build any base. So yeah, that's what I've been focusing on. So that first session was 40-20s. I then done my usual Tuesday-Friday session the following week of 2-minute efforts, and then a couple of 4-minute efforts on the Friday, and on Tuesday, so yesterday of this week, I then done some more 40-20s again. I've just taken the chain off here, and I feel like the body's reacted quite well to it. The 40-20s, just in the space of a couple of weeks, had became a bit easier, just to kind of get the foot down and get the power ramped up quick. Of course, when you're racing for 5 hours, the top end you don't really need, but as a lot of the pro athletes say, especially, what's his name, David Roach, the runner, the ultra runner that's just sort of became, well, he's became an overnight success, but it took him 25 years of running to do it. The whole idea of the ceiling defines the floor, and yeah, he says pretty much if you're starting at like 100-mile ultra, chances are the person that can run the fastest 5k will win the race. So yeah, just because having such a high ceiling allows the base, allows the floor to also be high in relative terms. So yeah, was doing a bit of VO2 max work, and running wise, managed to get a couple of longer runs in. Again, pretty much since I've moved down to Newcastle, I've not focused on the running at all. Just kind of kept it the same. And then swimming, I've sort of, the feel for the water has been back the past couple of days. It sort of went away for like a week or so, but it's starting to come back, and I think I'm finally fully injury free. I didn't mention it in any videos, but leading into Bolton, the Friday, not before the race, but the week before, so when I was still in, I was in taper mode at that point, I'd went to the gym on the Friday night like I usually do, but because I had loads of energy, I was then getting carried away, and was lifting weights that were probably a bit too heavy, and I did strain my chest a little bit, my right chest. So going into Bolton, it was fine enough swimming, but it's just that way where I knew it was there. But I think sort of yesterday, no, or today's swim, I feel like that's the first time that it's been 100%. Like, obviously, whenever you have something sort of injury, you do kind of hyperfixate on it. But I think even with the hyperfixation, the feeling was back to being pretty natural, so that was good. And yeah, so that's where the body's at. It's definitely coming around. Sort of, obviously the kind of chronic fatigue going into Bolton. That's why I had to take the 2 weeks, because it had been months and months of training leading into that one race, and of course, like I've just said, it's been 3 weeks since then. So the chronic fatigue has not built up at all at this point. But yeah, sort of the training has been good, but then just sort of mindset wise, making videos, I've just felt just kind of frazzled in between training, just sort of not motivated to make videos. Even of course, the channel's made it to 200 subscribers, and I should be doing a 200 subscriber special. And I had sort of filmed a kind of silly parody song video thing that I think it will eventually see the light of day. I'll probably try and film it again, but that was just completely daft when I filmed that one. But that's what this channel's about, you know. It's not about taking myself seriously, it's just about having a bit of fun, just sort of sharing my journey through triathlon. But yeah, I think it's just strange with the mindset going into this one, where Bolton was so good that it was pretty much near the peak, I think, of what I could have done on the day. Optimising here and there, yes, but it's strange sort of racing again, knowing that I now know where my capacity is, and can I do it again? But then at the same time, did I have the Northumbrian in the back of my mind at Bolton? Could I maybe get an extra 1 or 2%, perhaps? So yeah, I think that's what my mindset is going to be leading into the race, is just sort of putting out the best effort that I can across the swim, the bike, and the run. Not kind of caring what anyone else is doing, because at the end of the day, it is all about just, it's you vs you on a triathlon course. I'm not actually going there to race. Race dynamics don't really come into the way of the amateur level, unless you're the cream of the crop and you are the best that there is. So yeah, just wanting to get the best out of myself across the three. To be honest, the one I'm ready to push myself the most on is the run, because I know that run suits me well, or the bike and the run suits me well, just because it's that hilly. And I know the course. I've done it twice now. I know it, or I feel that I know it. Sort of from the past couple of times when it's been cold on the bike, maybe like the first 30k, I don't remember too much. But then you cycle back in on that, so I do remember it from the return part of the bike. But yeah, just sort of just mentally, one day feeling good, one day feeling a wee bit out it. I guess just sort of with work as well. It's just I'm still in a graduate role, and I don't get any stress put on me. But just the past week or so, there's just been a couple of things that have kind of got to me. And the problem is, I think I have now just realised as well that all the stomach issues that I've had, yes, changing my diet has helped big style, because it reduces any extra load on my stomach. But the biggest factor is just stress. Um, Even if I try and tell myself how to de-stress, I kind of struggle to do it. I just sort of have these things sit on top of me for quite a while, or not even for quite a while, but just in the moment, I just struggle to switch off and realise nothing's actually a problem. You'll close your laptop and work will be there tomorrow. It's not going to go anywhere. and like, okay, something might be a bit late, or you might not be able to work something out at that point, but it'll eventually get there. But yeah, I struggle to do that, and from that, sort of not going into too many details, basically on Friday, I just sort of reached boiling point. Tried to go out a run at lunchtime. Luckily, I turned back in time, and yeah, my stomach was not happy. And then it's taken a few days for it to calm down, because on the Saturday as well, I was fine on the bike in the morning, but then, yeah, by the afternoon when I was out my run, it just, oof, that run. I have to apologise to the Lakes and Dales public supermarket toilets. That was not the best. But after I'd gone, it's strange. I then at the end of that run did manage to feel as if I calmed myself down and disconnect and just sort of go back to focusing on the run for what the run was. But yeah, I think I need to just accept as well that, or not accept, but try and work out ways of de-stressing and disconnecting, because these problems have been about since sort of, yeah, like third year uni, second year uni, or even back in first year uni. It's been years and years and years of it now, and the Campylobacter after Etap Loch Ness 2024, probably that did not help the situation at all. That did not help. But was that triggered by me having a weaker digestive system because I was then putting it under load as well? And then it was just sort of a catch-22 of it eventually happening because I was in a weaker position. I don't even know. But yeah, at the end of the day, I need to learn just how to manage stress. But I never feel stressed with racing or training. That's something that I enjoy, and it's a lot more calculated. But yeah, we'll see sort of after this race how it goes. And then other stuff that's been happening. No, yeah, again, the swimming has been fine. The usual rest of the swim crews there. So Flipper Boy and Leslie and Paul, and just it's a riot every time we go. But I feel that it has actually helped me, or one of the reasons why I was better at Bolton 70.3 in the water for the open water swimming, because it's like open water swimming, the waves and the currents that you get in this line. um, and then the only training that I've not done, and it probably isn't great because I had hurt my chest, I haven't been doing. Typically, I would do one lower body session at the gym each week and one upper body session. Well, I say session, but relative weights, just sort of 45 minutes to an hour. More so injury prevention, but I was feeling like as if I was building a good bit of upper body strength, just sort of kind of lat pull downs and chest press and things like that. The lat pull downs I probably could have kept doing, however, it has fell by the wayside, the upper body training, and to be honest, that's been like 3 weeks now, 3.5 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. So yeah, all the sort of upper body strength that I did have is honestly probably gone, which isn't great at all. Look, the speed is still there in the pool, but I do feel it sort of towards the end of the sessions, and I pretty much end all my sessions with kind of pool boy and paddles effort, kind of longer effort, and you just kind of feel it at the end of that you then start using the muscles that you shouldn't be using. You start kind of relying on your triceps rather than really pulling the water and activating the lats. So yeah, that's not been the best. But I'll eventually get back to it, because yeah, you cannot run about without doing the strength training for triathlon. Like, yes, it does it then make you more optimal for cycling and running, potentially having essentially less upper body mass with a small amount of muscle mass that I did have before? Like, yes. And then for a course like Northumbrian, is that probably more optimal? I don't know. It makes you a less resilient athlete, that's for sure, and injury risk is much higher. So you cannot do it for the long run. But yeah, it's what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, race day, Sunday. Training tomorrow, be in the pool, probably do some efforts, but again, keep it no more than an hour. Then I'll run at lunchtime, and then that'll be me done. Friday, probably swim in the morning. Yeah, maybe swim and bike in the morning, and then that'll be that done. And then Saturday, I'll probably keep it the same as Bolton, where it's just again just a half an hour run. Because I was a bit unsure, kind of going for a run day before a race should have been better cycling, less load, but no, it was actually quite good. It's really just, it's more just the kind of mental aspect of ticking the box for that day that I quite liked going for that run. Because yeah, you're not going to build any fitness from it. And here's a top tip for you if you need to change the gears when you're just on your own. So you can get it set up, and then you put the bike seat round the back of your neck, and then spin it round like that. But yeah, got the bike cleaned up, the chain. I just need to lubricate it now, but I've probably done enough chit chatting and re-said what I've said multiple times in the span of one video. And yeah, just apologies. Yeah, as well, I do wash my clothes. This is my bike cleaning jumper. I do actually wash. It's just, yeah, the oil stains don't really come out of this one, and that's why I keep it solely for that. But yeah, apologies for not uploading a video in between to do even a Bolton recap, or a 200 subscriber special or something like that. It's, I don't even know. You kind of tell yourself that you feel tired, and then you end up just kind of losing time to other things. But yeah, Sunday it's go time. If there's a time to switch on, lock back in, sort of go back into alter ego mode. I always like standing on the start line, just that moment before the start line, just kind of switch on killer mode, you know. The rest of the time you can doubt yourself, but you're on that start line, you're there to put the best out that you can. So yeah, just try and channel the energy and get that one switched on. And yeah, I'll get the rest of this chain lubricated, and I'll catch yous for Sunday for race day. So yeah, if you did enjoy this one, be sure to hit the like button. Chances are there's nobody new that stayed this long for this video, but yeah, if you are new around here, make sure to press subscribe, and I'll catch yous this coming Sunday, the 29th, yeah, the 29th of June, for the Northumbrian 2025. See you then.